Hey guys, it's been like 4 months or something, but I thought I'd do another vlog for shits and giggles. It's like um 9:20 right now, so I think since I did records and I did CDs, I'll do tapes if I can find any, and if I can't, this is all off the cuff. So I'll do a little bit of everything. Maybe I don't know. There's one tape that I'm looking for that I can't find. Maybe I'll get a CD instead. All right. So here comes my cat's son. He's trying to get up here, so he might make an appearance, and I'll have to toss him. Yeah, I'll let him have his defining moment, and then nope, nope. Okay, so no, he's just making things more confusing. That's yeah. My cat. He's a wild animal. So I have a couple of tapes and one CD. And I'm gonna cut all that out because there's like not anything to talk about. Here's this 7 songs. It's gonna be backwards. 7 songs by Fugazi. This is probably like the single coolest tape that I have. But yeah, I like Fugazi. I mentioned them in the first video, and I'm also wearing an After Drive-In shirt, and it's a nice shirt. I got it from Hot Topic, as all of us must do at some point. So Fugazi were like pretty much my first punk band that I really enjoyed, and but like then I kind of fell off on them because I found At the Drive-In, and then I got more into them. Like fall of 2014, I listened to Red Medicine. That became my favorite Fugazi album because I just impulse bought, or I bought In on the Killtaker on a whim, and I guess it wasn't like I was too much of a weenie to like it, but like it didn't get me at first. It really didn't, and but I think that was before. I must have gotten that in like 2013 or something. But then like I don't remember the exact way that it worked out. But then I went back to 13 songs in repeater, and I got a couple favorites off of those. I really like Badmouth, and then the thing is, like a lot of the lyrics kind of like, because I was like I don't know, 16 or 17, which is you know at the very end of the teens, but like Badmouth really spoke to me, and it was really good to hear that sort of advice from a song, because like I was all depressed and stuff, and like so Fugazi and like some Drive Like Jehu, and then like At the Drive-In just kind of like inspired me to like have a little more fun in life. And obviously there's like Waiting Room, Bulldog Front. I guess that's like about just like getting in fights and stuff, which I never would have expected. But yeah, that's kind of what it sounds like. It's just Guy writing about like fighting some dude, or at least arguing with one, or like debating one or something. I don't know. And then burning. I think it's a dun 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 dun. I think that's how it goes, but I don't remember that. I can't actually listen to any tapes because I don't have anything set up for that yet. So most of these are just fluff. And you know, there's Game of the Cure, which is about AIDS, and allegedly, pretty sure, yeah. You know, who's to say? But you know, but us. Then there's Suggestion. You gotta love that one. Unless you're Kathleen Hanna, and that's like perfectly okay. And then there's Glue Man. I don't even remember what that's about. But like, Fugazi is one of those bands that I'm like, that I got into early on, and then like, it was really good, but like later on, I'm really having to like tie up the loose ends and dig deeper. Like right now, I'm listening to a lot to End Hits, and I think I just agreed with everyone back then, or like I just took it as a warning that like people didn't like it as much, and like the band doesn't like it as much, so that's probably how that whole opinion got started. But like they weren't as happy with it. But like I'm just, I try and like early Fugazi, but I'm very much about late era Fugazi. Like just the three albums in the soundtrack, just Red Medicine, End Hits, Now, and The Argument. I really enjoy that era of Fugazi. And you know, if you haven't heard about it, there's a podcast called The Alphabetical Fugazi, which is a good way to get a lot of information and a lot of conjecture about what songs mean to people and what the band might have meant. And because especially on those later era records, like they get a little more ambiguous sometimes. And but yeah, so 7 songs, and the art's really cool. It's just Guy crashing into Guy doing a flip or something, it looks like. And so yeah, that's enough about Fugazi for now. And since we're going off the tapes, this is a tape that I have. I got Broken by 9 Inch Nails. Boy, it was it's probably my favorite 9 Inch Nails album, even though now I've kind of decided to sour on them a little bit, because it seems like it's just like there's not enough songs about like joyful things, and I guess something about that just rubs me the wrong way. Broken is great because you got Pinion, and I've never seen no Broken movie. As far as I know, they never made any VHS tapes, 9 Inch Nails, except for like a couple. I know nothing about any Broken movies or anything. We don't talk about that here. But yeah, Wish is awesome. Yeah, Wish is great. Last, Help Me I'm in Hell. Help Me I'm in Hell might be one that I gravitate towards now because it's an instrumental, and it's just got you know, Trent was really hooked into some cool modes and stuff. And so I'd probably like to dig deeper into the musicality of 9 Inch Nails instead of the lyrics. I don't want to touch those lyrics, man. Happiness and Slavery. God, man, all I can think of are the videos, the music videos. God, I don't know if MTV could ever play. They probably could play the Wish one, but like I don't know if they could ever get away with playing any of that stuff. Then gave up, and then there you go. So I'm gonna just pass on Broken and 9 Inch Nails just for for because of the weird ass music videos. But here's my tape. You can get that on my website. On my Bandcamp. Or you can do whatever. Some people, I know some people like just got it from the record store, and it's like completely all the way across the country. But it's Times New Romantic, so the tape is fittingly blue, and even David was nice enough to do this. But you got the art on the inside, which I'd have to like post like the picture. Because it was like all formatted and stuff, and like I don't actually have like a complete picture of that. I don't think I don't know if LilyPad has that in the bonuses for the downloads. But yeah, I made a video for all the albums that I did this year, and I just haven't touched it because it's probably gonna be like 4 hours long, and it's just I don't know if it can be released because it's not very insightful or anything. There's some insightful things, but like I'll probably throw it together. So that's what the thing from the Scent video came from. Just something at the end there. And plus I'm bald all the way through the whole thing, and I was honestly waiting till my hair grew out to do another one of these videos for YouTube. And you know, it's a little shaggy. Yeah, like, shout out David. He's a nice dude. And, but yeah, I mean, like, my favorite songs off of this that I did are like, Operators Anonymous, Musical Jokester, and, then, So Happy It's Sad are like my favorites. And then if I had to pick a fourth, it'd be the 20 Seconds to Make Good Music one. Because that one was old and it got repurposed, and it's that in itself is fun to do. I'm doing that a lot now on the album that I'm making right now, that I have no idea what to call it because the name of it, the working title, is terrible and embarrassing, and I don't know if I could get away with that, but we'll see what it ends up being. And if it gets released with that title, then you will feel the same things that I did about coming up with that title. And so this tape is just some random like numbered tape that's like 6 of 15 for some hardcore band that I saw when I first started getting into like Chicago shows and like the local scene and stuff like that. And it's called Black Nail, and I bought one of their shirts. I mean, they're like an emo violence band, but I mean, it's just I haven't listened to it in forever, and I haven't checked out their discography, and I don't know what album of theirs, because they have a Bandcamp if it's still up, but they broke up at this show, and I went to it with my friend Jacob, and eventually we'd start in a band, and then we still keep in touch and stuff. And even after it broke up and stuff, and after I got the Shaft and stuff. So, but Black Nail, they're really good. They're really nice with their tritones and their panic chords and all that kind of stuff. And they're not around anymore. But shout out Black Nail from Chicago. And so I'm gonna get this out of the way. This is like a first pressing tape of Gemini by Machine Girl, and I remember because I got into Wolf Girl when it came out, luckily, you know, and so I was really excited for the follow-up, and I kind of don't. I still have a shirt, like a Machine Girl shirt, but I kind of don't really want to fuck with them anymore because they just. Like they I don't know, I just don't feel comfortable really supporting them anymore because I'm schizophrenic, and they have a song called Schizo Dipshit, and that's like that would just be too like weird, and like it makes things very awkward and difficult. I haven't heard the song, and that's off their new album. But I mean, I can talk about this album for a little bit. Um, there's a track list on it. I don't know if there is a track list on it. I'd have to look up the track list. Yeah, it's Orange Milk and shit. No, the track list is on. Yeah, so I really like this album. I think it's their best album, and you know, that's okay. Um, so there's the intro track, and then I remember just hearing one of the mixes that used Cloud 99 that Matt made uh, like to promote the album, and it's still a really good song. I mean, it's just something about the chord progression and the way it progresses is cool, but just like the speed of it and the chord progression are just really nice chord progressions. Then there's Out by 16, the remix of that, and you know, it's got nice harmonic passages. Uh, and it's got track 4, which is really good, but I kind of have some bad associations with it because like when it came out, like my friend group at the time, like they just kind of dismissed everything that I listened to as like weird music, but then they heard that and they're like, oh, but that's actually cool, and so I just have a bad history with a lot of the dudes I spent the time that I listened to Machine Girl with, and just the whole thing is kind of a bittersweet sort of thing. Weightless Nova Blossom is cool because it sounds like Virtual-On music. Hidden Power, that's, yeah, I kind of find the stuff that I wasn't so into, that was like pure Ableton, I think it's Ableton, pure like sound design and like development and just wacky sounds, like the Hidden Power Infinity Times 235 BPM mix. It's cool because I mean it's incredibly fast and it's probably just like the same sample over and over, and then the end gets really ethereal and it gets really blissful and blissed out and it's really nice. And then Blondie Burst 3 is probably in the modern day probably like my favorite track because it's so intense. And I forget how it ends, but you know, that's okay. Crystalline Shoot on side 2 is really good. My favorite thing about it is the remix that John Luke IRL did a long time ago, and it's just like some really ridiculous footwork sort of thing with like screaming girls in it, and like at the time it like meant a lot to me because of breakup stuff and like some weird emotional stuff that was going on. And so it was like catharsis to me because it would be catharsis to like the partner, and it's something that's nice, but I haven't really thought about anything like that in a while. Lilith, I mean, it's a good song, but I was a little disappointed by it. Missy Punk is pretty bonkers. Yeah, it's it's a good, I forget what it sounds like, but it's just got heavy breaks and shit. A lot of phaser. And then there's Rafia Vox, which has Rafia's like her vocals on that. And I have no idea anything about the band in the modern day, anyone who's worked with them. But that's a really nice one because this album really influenced me in a lot of ways musically. Just with the themes of like something really light and ethereal, and then the stuff that's kind of like deep and like dark in like an interesting way, like dark and pretty at the same time. I don't remember what the next track is. Yeah, then Dead on the Scene mix. It's good. It's hardcore. It's heavy. It sounds really demented. Like when I made Furious Focus, I think in the back of my head I was thinking a lot about that sort of thing and just expanding on that, but just doing that for a whole album's worth of songs instead of just like side A, side B. And then Machine Girl fights the demons inside. It's like Machine Girl and fights his fight against the demons in her head or something like that. That's probably my favorite track on the album because of the way it ends. Because I remember checking out their Instagram, seeing a teaser, and then that song there was like one that was just straight up like lifted virtual on visuals, and that moment was playing over it. And yeah, so if I had to pick a favorite track and a favorite Machine Girl song, it'd be the last track up to. And to shake things up, you got something that my parents had that I just kind of nabbed. Is a Super Unknown Soundgarden tape, and I haven't listened to this album in probably like 15 years or something, maybe like 13 years, I don't know. But I did see them before Chris died, and it's cool to hear some of this stuff on the radio, because out of the Seattle mainstream bands, I never really dug deeper than that. Soundgarden is up there for me. Just, everyone but Pearl Jam. And Pearl Jam is still cool, but, everyone but them. Like, Fallen Black Days is kind of boring to me, but, like, it's pretty weird for, like, a song that gets played on, like, rock radio, and, like, nowadays, I have to hear it in my house. And, My Wave is cool. Dun, 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 dun. It's like 5 or 6 or something. I don't know. Mailman was always my favorite for some reason. Just because it has cool chords. Head Down. I like that one. It's really trippy. But the melodies and stuff in it are really unusual. And there's Black Hole Sun is next. Yeah. Spoon Man, yeah, that's a solid one. They're cool because they're pretty much like a proto math rock band. Yeah, they're not a metal band, but Limo Wreck is really pretty and nice. The Day I Tried to Live, man, that was like the first single off the album too. And yeah, I mean, for singles, like this album is like so many singles. Kickstand is awesome. Fresh Tendrils, I don't remember what it sounds like. 4th of July is really sludgy. And it's got a cross right next to the name on the cover of it. But I got this album on CD back then, and that's how I first experienced it. And I liked it a lot. When I was like 13. Half is really like a weird composition by the bassist, weird and psychedelic. And then Like Suicide, it's probably really heavy. And it's really nice Chris Cornell poetry, but I haven't heard it in a long time. And so then my favorite CD that I have, here you go, Bare Knuckle 3, Streets of Rage 3. And the sound quality of this sounds like shit. And I really wish Data Discs would put something out on CD instead of just vinyl. But it's the way they go. Fuse goes hard. Everything on this album goes really hard. Spinning Machine, I remember some dude sampled it once. as a kid, I just kind of like, I don't remember what I thought about this soundtrack when I was a kid, but I really liked the Poets 2 and like Shinobi Reverse a lot. But I really got into this in college, so just Beat Ambience, Cycle 2, and Inga are my favorite tracks, and then everything else is really good in its own right too. Like Bulldozer, Crazy Train, Cycle 1, and a really cool guy who's on botb, someone who's influenced by this stuff very clearly, much like I am. Is like Strobe, and I don't want to like just name drop everyone, but like a buddy was telling me about him and showed me him, and I was very pleased to hear what he had on botb. And if you know, you know, you know. And you're probably not gonna know, but I'll link to his botb page in the description. And so yeah, so I've just been other than that, yeah, that's all I got. That's all I got. Those are all the tapes that I place value in, including my own. I would really like to make CDs. Vinyl would be okay, but then you'd have to overprice it. And CDs are just, you can listen to them in the car. And I have a CD, and I can show you a CD. One sec. It's a 3-inch CD, and Gothword is the name of the album. It's like this. It's just some old art I did. A little kaiju sona I did of somebody. And there's the track list on the back. And there's a lot of cool stuff, but you gotta buy it. Sorry, you gotta buy it and see what it is, or I can do whatever. Yeah, just please buy something. That's okay. So yeah, I've just been hanging in there, and I've just been working on music. The new album is gonna be a chiptune album, and I'm taking a short little break from that, but it's at like 26 minutes, and I'm shooting for like 2 hours, because because there's one 2-hour ambient album I made last year, and I'm just waiting to put that out. And so I'd like to have another 2-hour album that's actual music that changes by the second, that isn't as drony. But yeah, that's been fun. And I made a new SoundCloud account, so if you want to follow me, I'll put a link to that. All the old stuff is gonna stay up, but in order for it to stay up, I have to make a new one. So I saw Converge like 2 weeks ago, and that was really fun. Got to hang out with buds, and said hey to Ben, the drummer, after the show, and that was really fun and exhilarating. And they were incredible live. They were very good live. And I've just been going to an open mic in a couple towns over, at like a bar that's okay with like electronic open mic stuff that isn't actually played, but it's like actually written on a week-by-week basis, and it's like just pulling stuff from like my back catalog of shit and having lots of fun with that. Just hanging out with the people. I'm playing a show in 2 shows in Chicago. One of them is on June 27th, and I can I'll post flyers and stuff when it gets close. Oh, that's only like a month away from now, but when it gets closer, I'll post flyers and stuff. So if you're in the Chicago area, it'll be at Borelli's Pizza. And the headliners are Imelda Marcos. And check this shit. Here's their tape. The headliners tape. This is one of their tapes that I got off of Bandcamp. They're a Chicago band. They're one of those bands that I kind of just talk up and I haven't listened to in ages because I've been so uninvolved with rock or anything like that. I've been very busy. But Imelda Marcos, they're headlining. Some guy from the East Coast, Better Incorporated. They got me on board. It's their tour, so that'll be a fun time. So it'd be good if anyone would want to support that. It's like a $10 cover. It's not a free show, and then I'm playing another show in September, and I think it's gonna be private. So I don't know what's going on, but yeah. So until next time, the next time has to be better. There you go.